Now, things were achieved in 2022, and also things have been disappointing. So here we go. We're gonna start first with my top fives, and the number one is persistent entity streaming that we're experiencing right now in 3.18. I think it's just quite an accomplishment that's been years in the making, but it is working. When the servers do not crash in Star Citizen Alpha 3.18, it is possible indeed to retrieve items that we might have dropped or left for quite some time. Sphinx X40 is following. Thank you so much, Sphinx X40, for the follow. Yes, we're also doing that live on Twitch too. So and of course, you guys know that persistent entity streaming is a requirement for server meshing. So it's wonderful that we're getting this out of the door. We're not out there yet. Chris Roberts did mention in the letter to the chairman that he wants to strengthen persistent entity streaming to then release server meshing throughout the year of 2023. But still, it is done, it is working, and that's already something very satisfying.
I get in. Here's the thing I get into, and let me it's 2023 here, and let's talk. I want to see progress just as much as anybody else. When I look at what happened in 2022, I saw progress. There are plenty of people out there that said that there was no progress happen at all. I saw progress. I know game development. It can be tedious. The game mechanics set forth in 2022 for refueling, tweaking medical, salvaging, all these things that were in the works in 2022 mean something, and it is progress. It might not be the progress that people want to see, but it is still progress. It is development. It is happening. And I think a lot of times kids don't understand like what it takes to develop a game. And I don't think people understand that it can be tedious and it can be a long time. So all these things that are being listed by all these content creators, ERAD included, good things, bad things, right? When it comes to it, at the end of the day, we all just want to have a fun experience. That's it. It's as simple as that. We can reduce it to a simple, fun experience. That's it. Regardless of all the game mechanics and the game loops and whatever it is that they've designed for us, the content, everything, right? When it comes down to it, we just want a fun experience. We want to log in and have a fun experience. The argument can be, oh, it's an alpha. This is why these things aren't done. And people can get tired of hearing that as an excuse because it's been over 10 years. Great. I understand that as well. That's part of game development. That will always be that way. This is a game that's getting into the realm of new revenues, bringing it in from backers. Unlike any other project out there. I mean, like, we're talking 500 million in revenue. People obviously want this game. I talk about it all the time. Why is it so serious? Why is it bringing in that kind of serious cash, that serious cheddar? Because it is functioning on the promise of the everything game. It's promising you to be everything. Okay, is it going to give us that? Obviously, it's not. Okay, now wrap your head around that for a moment, right? So when you hear people listing top 5 and flop 5, and you're going throughout this journey that I have since 2013, 14, okay, 12 years or 10 years now, 10-ish years I've been following this, I've seen the cycles over and over and over again, and it's tedious. It's going to just be that way. Are you upset because it's taking so long? Probably. I know I am at times. But for God's sake, this is the show. This is what you've come to. And if you get upset at any point in the journey, just find another game and play it. This is the thing that really gets to me that I don't understand about the drama that happens between, oh, we don't have this done. Oh, we don't do this done. Yes, it's important to keep people accountable for their actions over at Cloud Imperium. Yes, it's important to look at the financials to track it. Yes, it's important to see if they're efficient. But as a gamer, right? Just as a gamer, simply, all you want to do is log in and have a good time. What's keeping me from having fun are physics. All physics. Everything physics in Star Citizen pisses me off. It's as simple as that. Everything physics. Now, am I getting upset? Like, how upset should I get? Right? Should I go ranting and raving about it? I've had my moments. Everybody who's watched this channel knows I have. Elite Dangerous plenty of times, right? But in the real, right? In the real, when the lights are off and the show is off and I'm just DG gamer, right? And I'm playing games. When it comes down to it, simply all I want is a good experience, man. And my argument with Star Citizen is this, and every time I hear people get so upset about Star Citizen, I just try and say this. What's up, Infamous Hound? Welcome, dude. All I want to say is this. Are you having a good time with the game? Okay, great. If you're not, okay, play another game. And I don't understand a lot of the content creators that I see, and we're going to watch them today. They get so ultra upset. They're cranky because they don't have their favorite toy. They're cranky because they possibly don't understand game development. The business end of it. The financial side of things. The real world people getting paid by paycheck kind of things. When I see kids get upset about it, I laugh because I say, if you're truly this upset about it, why are you still covering it? Now, this isn't in regards to ERAD. This just made me think, and you know how I am. This is what I do. I get all philosophical. But when I see videos from content creators, not ERAD, plenty of others though, and they get upset about it, I say to myself, well, just play another game. If you're that upset about it, just move on. If you're a gamer, move on. But then I realized they're content creators and they're stuck to their content. And I realized the only way these guys are getting views is if they stick on the content that got them to where they're at. And I say, oh shit, this guy's putting out a video just to get them clicks, just to get them views. And then what I say is, this is not genuine content. I like that, Starlet. I like that. Here on the channel, I've been focused on Star Citizen for a very long time. But it's not all Star Citizen, you understand? And the reason it's not all Star Citizen is because I've had my moments where I'm really upset with it. But here's the thing. Play another game. And as a content creator, the interesting thing is I've had times where I don't post Star Citizen at all. Because of my vibe. Because of how I'm feeling. Mad Style says, angry, ignorant gamers do not care about all that. They want it. Yeah. They want it now. Right, Mad Style. Erad says, this video took me 4 hours to make post-stream with the edit and 700 views. See, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the passion and the love, right? Erad makes content, and how many views does this have? I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain. Erad's here. This gentleman, this awesome gentleman, my friend, is here right now. We're watching one of his videos, and he's like, hey, man, I put 4 hours into this, and I got 745 views. And that makes me upset because then I know people who are posting Star Citizen content, who Star Citizen got them there, and they don't have any passion for the game whatsoever and get millions of views because they're going off on it. And I understand I've gone off on Star Citizen plenty. I get it. But they make it their business too. And then you say, okay, this is a business. And it's not fun for me to watch that content anymore. Now, we watch whatever it is that you guys want to watch, right? And so we do have on the platter all those tabs up there that people tell me you got all those tabs up there, you should close those off and all this shit. What people trying to direct me and produce my show. Get away from my show. It's my show. I'll do whatever I want. They're my tabs. I love my tabs. This is the platter. This is what we watch here. All those little tabs up there from our fans. They suggest them in our Discord. And they're fans and they're gamers. Every one of you in here. Some of you guys are content creators too. And I think pretty much 98%, I'm hoping a majority of you would agree with me that, like, as a gamer, if you're so upset that you're getting angry and yelling because they're not doing what you want them to see, what you want to see, Cloud Imperium, they being Cloud Imperium, the makers of Star Citizen. If you're that upset and you're doing that as just a gamer, like, I gotta question your sanity. I gotta question your your existence. Even as a gamer, you should just move on and play another game. You know, it should be a love. It should be like a passion, you know? And you know, then people's arguments become, well, I'm so passionate about it. I want to see these things done. And that's why I get so angry. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Or girl, whatever. But to make it your business to be that way, I think that's shady. I think that's sketch, because that is not genuine. Obviously, people who get upset about it that much that make it their business is only a business. Like, if every video is just bashing it, right? It's their business to bash it. And there's a lot of really big content creators out there that have huge numbers, and that's all they do. And so, like, I would say, yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm going to applaud my fans here. Right. Oh, DG, you're such a white knight. No, man. I'm just the dude who likes to play games. Like, and you know, like, when I'm talking from the heart. I've been following this project since 2013, like I said, over 10 years, okay? I am super passionate about it, right? But I have my moments. And when I have my moments, I'll say what's up, but I won't continually say it over and over till I bash it through the ground, right? I won't continually drive a hole in it. And I see that so damn much. And tech is right. The algorithm does seem to prefer the anger. And you know what? It can be entertaining. I have ranted plenty about Elite Dangerous. I'm guilty of this also, but I don't make it my business to rant about it. In fact, when I see Elite Dangerous videos, the first thing I say to myself is, do I really want to keep doing this? Because every time I watch an Elite Dangerous video, I go postal. I just, and I say, people have seen enough of that. Now, some of you guys don't think you've seen enough of that at all. But, like, I don't make it my business to just pump out Elite Dangerous hate videos. I could. I do very well. I'd probably get a shit ton of views that way. If all I did was everything was a hate rant on Frontier Development, Brabin, who's gone now, so I can't even bitch about that anymore. It makes me very sad. And Frontier Development and the team there, and their focus is all over the place. And I could just go on and on about the litany of problems, right? But I don't make that my business because I love that positivity. And you know what? People will label me a white knight. And I say to myself, man, I am so tired of this, like, polarizing arguments that are out there where you have to be one side or you have to be another. Like, can't I just be a rational gamer, a human being? Like, do I have to fall into the categorical trap that you've laid out? Like, and I say that about a lot of things in life. Politics is like that. Thank you so much, Gator. I'm not gonna be a victim anymore, man. I'm not gonna fall into these common denominator. These traps, man. They're like vortexes. They're vortexes. They're a waste of time. Because simply put, going back to my point, we're all gamers and we just want a fun experience. Thank you so much, everyone. That has been a speech on the literal soapbox here by DG360. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get back to Erad's video that he spent 4 hours on. It only has 700 views. By the way, I'm going to put this link in here. You guys help him out, for God's sake. The man needs more views than that. That's ridiculous. This man makes good content from the heart, and I appreciate that. Let's check it out.
The next top here. Hello, Axis.
Ebrad,
How's
look,
it
you're
going?
on my shoulder.
The next top that I would like to talk about here are the $100 million in terms of revenue from the backers. That is also quite an achievement. And we've seen here for the second consecutive year in a row that Cloud Imperium Games have earned money.
I like that.
In 2021, Cloud Imperium Games did not lose money. They made a profit, even though their expenditures have increased quite a bit.
Oh, very cool.
And
very
it's
cool,
really
Starlet.
great to see that
Keep me posted
it's
on
going
that.
to be happening again
Like to see
in 2022, probably, with that record funding.
I think
here
that's
of,
on the platter
again,
today, Infamous.
Over $100 million in terms of revenue, compared to $86 million last year. Very impressive indeed. The next stop that I'd like to talk about are the dynamic events. Because we've had quite a lot of them again this year, including Jumptown 2.0, but also the Siege of Orison.
They don't have to do that.
And
it's an alpha.
It's been wonderful
they don't have
to
to
see
do that.
those dynamic events actually working and being quite effective and fun at the same time. People have enjoyed playing those dynamic events, especially now that there are over 100 players per servers. It's definitely something that feels more dynamic than when there were only 50 people.
I feel like Ebrad's
overall, I
violating
think
my
that in
space.
2022, dynamic events were quite a success here.
Ebrad,
next,
careful there,
the
buddy.
next stop I'd like to talk about is actually the update of Squadron 42 that we had during SeasonCon.
Yeah.
We haven't heard of Squadron 42 for a very long time, but Chris Roberts actually talked for a very lengthy presentation of Squadron 42 over 2 hours. It was actually quite insane. And we even had some footage, because people complained, oh, we never see Squadron 42. We had over 20 minutes of footage during that presentation from Chris Roberts.
Yes, and I don't want to see anymore. Like, I want to be surprised with Squadron 42. Call me old-fashioned, but I just don't want to see any more with Squadron 42. I want to be surprised. It's a solo game, man. It's a solo game with storyline, and I don't want to see any more, man. I've seen enough of it. I just want the game, right? Am I right? Who agrees with me? Press 1 in the chat if you think I'm right about that. I mean, honestly, who wants to see any more Squadron 42? Thank you. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like, what is that bitch even about? Thank you. Like, who are these people? Okay, Starlet wants to see a little bit. I'm sorry, Starlet. You're the girl that loves to go down and spoil herself for Christmas morning or Christmas Eve. Open all your presents on Christmas Eve, aren't you, Starlet? You want to open all your Christmas. See, I know who Starlet is. My daughter's this way. My daughter is this way. I have to applaud that. I have to applaud Starlet. My daughter is the same way. You're going to tell me you're a Scorpio next, and then I'm going to be like, what? Can't believe that she's a Scorpio. Scorpios are tricky. My daughter's a tricky girl. She's very sneaky. I love her. She's very crafty. She's a very crafty girl.
So, and of course, they did not talk really about the story, but more of the mechanics and all the work that's being done in Squadron 42 that would then get into the persistent universe. But nevertheless, still is a Squadron 42 update.
Okay, I'm going to read Kuber's comment, because Kub makes a really good point, and then I'll get back to the video. Kub says, it's the people that want to watch every speculation video on a new movie and every trailer breakdown and get every possible spoiler before they ever see the movie. Yes, my biggest gripe is when a spoiler shows you the entire movie, Kub. You know? Like, Christy's done this to me 1,000 times on Netflix. She'll show me the trailer of something on Netflix, and she'll be like, hey, honey, do you want to watch this? I'm like, okay, let's watch the trailer, right? She's like, okay, we're watching the trailer, and I say to her while I'm watching the trailer, I say, don't show me any more of the trailer, because I'm going to know the entire movie. I'm going to know the entire movie. And she doesn't understand that. She's like, what are you talking about, DG? I don't understand what you mean. How do you know the whole movie? And like, I have proved to her 3 to 4 times that I can narrate the whole movie just by watching the spoiler. And I've done this every time, and she's like, wow, I can't believe you've done that. And then every time we watch another trailer that shows me the entire movie, I tell her, don't do it. And she goes through the same thing. It's like some maddening process. She's like, oh, come on, stop it. You don't know what the movie's going to be. Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you, Starlet. I think... This has been the DG therapy moment. Thank you for being there for me. I was on the couch. I had to get that out of my system. When you have a significant other that you have to have repetitive, dialogue with those people, and it's the same repetitive dialogue, and you come on, I know you have an IQ better than this. I know there's more brain cells inside. Stay with me. When you do that, I'm sorry, honey, I love you. You're very smart. Oh, I'm in trouble.
I wish we could have a little bit more, but at the same time, if we could have like one time during the year a big presentation with that much footage, I think that's quite okay. Last
Nobody
top
clip
of
that.
2022, my opinion, has been planetary navigation.
Let you know how I feel,
now,
like I always do.
NPCs are able to navigate on planetary surfaces, and that's just going to be opening the gates to a lot of different gameplays with NPCs going by.
I know. I'm
their
never going to hear
business
the
and
end of
just
that.
Doing stuff.
You're very smart, honey.
Zone, planets, trading,
what did
getting
I
out
do?
of their ships to trade or maybe do some bounty hunting. It's just something very exciting. So these are my top 5 positives for Star Citizen in 2022. Now, not everything has been great in 2022, unfortunately, and these are my top 5 flops.
Now I'm gonna have to watch some chick flick. Oh God!
And I think that the biggest
I just put a little whiskey in it, just a little.
Drawback I think that we had in 2022 was that we only had one patch, which was 3.17. Still, right now, as I'm making this video, we're still in 3.17.4. So
I don't know. I feel like patches are gonna get slower and slower. I think what you're going to see, the patches are going to get slower and slower from this point on. This isn't like a 1.0 to 2.0 kind of process anymore. This isn't a 2.0 to a 3.0 process anymore. There's a lot more work that needs to be done going forward here, man. I think patches are going to be very slow to release. All of them are going to be late. It's just the way that it is. I'm sorry.
And it's understandable, we've been waiting for
4.0 is going to be big.
Persistent Entity Stream for quite some time. We're supposed to be coming at at least we're supposed to be in the PTU by the end of this, by the second quarter of last year, and released in the third quarter of last year. It did not happen. It's still not officially released yet, and that's a problem, right? So that's my second flop, delays, which again, I'm totally fine. I know it's an alpha, guys, and we don't need to repeat that, right? But still, nevertheless, a bummer to see some of the features and expectations that we could eventually build. Of course,
it's the best meme joke ever.
Expectations we should perhaps not. I don't know if it's awful or not. Actually, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below if I'm being too nice. But still, nevertheless, delays are always a bummer. And I just want to play Pyro, I just want to go and have server meshing and see the game evolve. But it is what it is. We're gonna have to wait, unfortunately, until the end of 2023, perhaps 2024, likely 2024 for Pyro and server meshing. So it's a bummer, and that's why it makes it into the list of flops.
Like it's a bummer.
Next is just the overall feeling for the project. It just feels like 2.6, Alpha 2.6 all over again. I don't know if you guys were around there when we had Alpha 2.6, but it's just that, it felt like nothing was happening. And it just feels like this is the case all over again. It's a very weird feeling that, like, we see Star Citizen being worked on, we see some progress, but it also feels like there's not much happening, right? And it's very it feels very.
Yeah, but that's also because they're not releasing a lot of the work that's being done as well. A lot of the work that's being done is related to Squadron 482 as well. So, I mean, the reason why you had kind of a blackout of information in 2022 was a lot of the work of Squadron 482, and they don't want to release it, and I don't blame them for not doing that. But there was still work done, like we talked about earlier. You got refueling mechanics, you're salvaging and repair mechanics, and you've got the basic mechanics down now that will eventually evolve the same way mining did. And it's cool to see. I can't wait till like the capacitor work is actually done the way that it should be for engineering. I think engineers need some love. I think trading needs some love. I want to see Tony Z again. 2023, I'm going to be pounding the table for these things. There will be like war cries here on DG360 where we are literally going to activate my fan base. And we're going to get these motherfuckers to put more content on their channel so that we can see exactly all the steps. I want to see all the minutia now. They've spoiled me. You know, like they're so transparent. Cloud Imperium is actually very transparent. Trust me. When it comes to other game companies out there that they're developing games, like really, nobody really has done this on the level that Star Citizen has in Cloud Imperium, and they have to because all the money's from the backers. 500 million of it. We are the people who are investing in this. And, you know, people get upset. Well, I'm not investing. I'm not buying shares. They're not public, blah, 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 blah. You're investing your heart into it. So you're paying money to buy digital assets. You're buying ships, which is one of the reasons I love Web3 gaming and where that's going to go, because actually tangible value can be held. Purchasing power can be held. And that's one of the reasons I love Web3. And the uses of crypto in gaming, and I'm going to talk about that more in 2023 as well. But let's get back to the point. You're buying a digital asset in a game. You're buying it because you have a love for this game. You're buying it to support the game, but you're buying it. And you are buying it. And you are the investor. You're investing your heart into it. You're putting your purchasing power into the game and getting a digital asset in return, and you're playing the game. And you're trying to have good experience. I'm going to short my investment. I like that, Starlet. I like that.
Slow because we're waiting for those two big patches, which were 3.18, which is almost there, and then 4.0. Next, the next flop over there that I'd like to talk about is are the previously hyped features that have gone missing. Guys, we've been told about the Banu Merchantman, right? We've had so many segments in Inside Star Citizen about the Banu Merchantman. Where is it? It's nowhere to be seen, and in fact, it's probably not in development anymore, and that is a bummer already. So yeah, it looks like the Banu Merchantman is perhaps not even coming to Star Citizen next year because they want to be fleshing out the economy first. I mean, I can understand that, but at the same time, when you've been buying a ship 10 years ago and you were being told that your ship is not being worked anymore, you see your ship being worked in Inside Star Citizen, you're very excited, and then it's not being worked anymore, right? Not really excited. Axis in the chat says he doesn't want to be started on the BMM, right? It's definitely a flop for 2022, I think. Next, the other thing that's been hyped and has gone missing are passenger missions. Where are they? You know, we've seen them in CitizenCon 2020. They were on the roadmap. They're gone missing. They completely disappeared, and that's also a bummer in my opinion, because I really don't know what prevents passenger missions from being a thing right now, and I really would like to know why it's not a priority, what has been the blocker, but unfortunately, communication has not been made about that. So
yeah, like I want to know more. Also, you know, watching this right here from, I believe this is the CitizenCon presentation from a few years back. Tony Z talking about trading, talking about what they're going to do dynamically with trading. I want to see it. Like I want to see it. I'm frustrated. I love trading in gaming. I love the economic business aspect of gaming. A lot of people, you know, want to poo-poo me on that. They want to boo me. They're upset with me. Boo! 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 That was nice. Don't boo me. But I do. I love it. Some people say it's boring, but I love that gameplay, man. I love trading. Look what Vitigate has done, being an arms dealer in the game. I think was super amazing and inventive. We're going to watch a video from him today. You know, these are the things that, like, a game that focuses on multiplayer and PvP and having these dynamic experiences can do for people. It brings them back to the title over and over. It is the gamer retention, you know? Finger says, yeah. All right. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And finally, the last thing that's missing was Quantum.
So do I, Fingers.
The last time we've heard of Tony Zurek was again in CitizenCon 2020.
Yes, same here, Vita.
Sorry, 2021, my bad. And last year, no Tony Zorovec, no update on Quantum.
Yeah,
The
nothing
last
on Quantum.
update on Quantum
Yeah.
that we've had were the
See,
combat
Erad's
beacons
just as frustrated
that
as I
appear
am on
randomly
this.
based on criminality, I guess, criminality levels and how things are safe. But that's about it. And I wish that there was a little bit more.
I feel the
and
same
I'd
way.
like to know
I
what,
feel the same
what
way,
the devs
Starlet.
are working on right now. It's just not something that seems to be moving. So that's another flop. Now, finally, my last flop for 2020.
And that's a big flop, by the way. Let's talk about that. The fact that Tony Z hasn't stepped forward and talked any more about it at all is a huge flop, considering all the faith and confidence that the community puts behind Tony Z. Right. Let's boo. A boo and a shame. I feel like we need to do that for Tony Z. We're doing it. I can't believe I'm doing this, but my finger will fall off when I push this button, but I just have to do it. Yeah, a big flop. What's up, Grizz? How you doing here, buddy? Look at who it is stepping through the door. What's up, Grizz? Missed you, bro. Glad the house is good and glad we raised up. I think we raised like 400 something bucks for Grizz to get him back. It was a nice little chunk of change to help him out while he was living in a hotel with his kids. We love you, Grizz. We're glad everything's back to normal, man. We missed you, bro. It's good to see you here, dude. It is good to see you here, bro.
22 has been Cloud Imperial game. I mean, some staff. I would not say Cloud Imperial game as a whole, but
bro.
some staff at Cloud Imperial games.
Welcome back, dude. Welcome back.
Some staff at Cloud Imperial Games patronizing other players, and I think that was just not cool. Telling us that we should not be making noise during the roadmap.
Who was that, Erad? Who did that? Yeah, that's really bad. The employees should not be dissing the people who are playing their game. The actual employees making the game, bringing in revenue from players that are paying them to eat. Should not put down the same people who are helping them eat. That is a big deal to me. If I were Chris, I would legit fire them. I don't care what position they had. I don't care where they fall in the hierarchy. I would legit fire them that day. I would make sure they did it. I would see that they disrespected somebody, even if the guy was a complete a-hole or jerk and he was, the typical person who gets upset about Star Citizen. There's a lot of them out there. And my employee ended up dissing that guy, I would fire him on the spot. I don't care if he was my core developer. I don't care. Don't ever show me a chink in that armor. Do not ever show me that you don't understand the process of bringing in the revenue for the company that you are working for, ever. Totally fire them. Totally fire them.
Map update in February last year. I think that was the biggest disaster in terms of PR. Sometimes inside Star Citizen, we were being blamed for not enjoying some segments, but we're not the ones who make the choice. We're not the ones who make the we're not the ones who made the editorial choice for Inside Star Citizen.
While talking,
so
if
there are moments or episodes or segments that we don't like, we shouldn't be blamed. Taste is not something that should be discussed or liked, and I really did not appreciate that in particular. But anyway, guys, that is all for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys.
Starlet,
what are your
you.
pluses and minuses and flops when it comes to...
I will be watching your pole dancing VR sessions
when it comes
privately.
to Star Citizen. I'd like to know in the comment section down below. Also, guys, we've got a giveaway this month First, a Nova tank. This is for everybody out there on YouTube who subscribes to the YouTube channel and
Look at
answer
you.
the giveaway.
We got to bring back giveaways here on the channel. I'm just so broke, and I apologize for that. I am broke DG. I am literally broke DG, but we'll talk about that on the next episode. We don't want to talk about that. We want to keep things positive. We want to keep things very, very positive here. Let's get back to the show.